Yes. We are streaming. I didn't see you push the button. Hi, Internet. Welcome back to this week's live stream. Welcome to this week's live stream. Welcome back to our weekly broadcast. Thanks very much for joining us today. Today's topic is improving your English resume. So today I have a lot of points I want to talk about. We're going to talk about three categories as usual. In this lesson, we're going to talk about resume format, so how to organize all of your content. That's one. Second, of course, we'll talk about grammar and vocabulary. And then third, we're going to talk a bit about some kind of general tips too. So there's actually a lot I want to discuss. So we're going to begin in about 3 minutes or so as we wait for everyone to join live. So if you're not watching live, we'll begin in a couple minutes after this. All right, for now, for people watching live, hi, thanks, I see you, YouTube, welcome. Alison, Moin, Marcin, Rogerio, Nguyen, Alberto, Digi Microtechnologies, Muxa, San, hi, from Philippines and Brazil and Algeria. Wow, so many people. It seems like there are a lot of people in the chat right now. Great, welcome. And Facebook chat is up. Hide and Nausat and Luan. Hello, everybody on Facebook. Good. So please remember to, we have, of course, Facebook and YouTube streams, and you can also watch us on Twitter now. Very exciting. So I'm going to share that tweet, and then I will be ready to go. So if you are just joining, of course, please make sure to hit the like button as you join, as it will help other people find the live stream. So if you are just joining, today we're talking about how to improve your English resume. So we're going to begin in about 2 minutes then. 2 minutes. Okay. But for now, I have a couple points I want to review with you. Excuse me. First, if you joined us in last week's lesson, you remember maybe that we talked about making, breaking, and changing your plans. So I want to share just a quick example. Like I, of course, did something over the weekend, and so here's my example. This is something I did. I went and saw a play. However, I invited my friends to attend with me, and I used the expression we talked about last week. I said, are you free on Sunday? Are you free on Sunday? I'm going to see a play. Do you want to come? So this is the play I saw. I saw a Shakespeare play. A friend of mine was assistant director for the show. It was awesome. This was really, really cool. So I shared a post on Instagram. So if you missed it, last week's show was about making and changing your plans. So check that out. If you missed it, it's on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. All right, Twitter is also up. Fantastic. So let's get into it. Oh, I have one more point. Last week, we had a really good question. Dolce asked about the expression can't make it. I explained the expression I can't make it to something. I can't make it means I can't come. I can't come to the thing. But Dolce asked, is the expression can't make it always followed by on? Like I can't make it on Sunday or I can't make it on Saturday. No, we can use on for days. I can't make it on a specific day of the week is okay. But you can use to before an activity. I can't make it to your party. I can't make it to the seminar. So thanks for your question, Dolce. All right, let's go though to this week's topic. As I said, this week we're talking about ways to improve your English resume. So as I said, we're talking about formatting. Hey, there we go. So this week we're talking about resume format, and we'll talk about grammar and vocabulary, and also we'll talk about some general tips. Phew, okay. We're 4 minutes in, so welcome. I see lots of you in the chat. Hi. So let's get started. So I want to begin today with the formatting category. So I have a couple of points I want to mention about resume formats, English resume formats. Also, I want to mention too that I'm going to talk about this topic from the point of view of an American. So meaning this is the way that resumes in the USA are commonly created and commonly formatted. So that's my perspective. It could be different in your country, but this is kind of my approach and maybe the typical approach to resume preparation in the USA. So if you don't know, someone asked, Hussein asked in YouTube, what is a resume? A resume is your work and education history. So you submit a resume when you apply for a job. So I know a lot of you are job searching and a lot of you are studying right now and thinking about how to apply for jobs. So you need to submit a resume when you do this. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so let's begin with a few formatting points for today. We're going to start with 3 points I want to mention. Okay, first one here is on your resume. Faretkin, why not with subtitles? Because this is a live broadcast. we can't add subtitles to a live broadcast at this point in time. Okay. So formatting. We use bullet points. So bullet points means this, for example. So a small mark on your paper. So in this case, I'm using this little hyphen as a bullet point, but you might also see this is the most basic form of bullet point, like this. You've also maybe seen something like this, like a diamond shape. So generally a simple one is best, like this. Ooh, like this. This is probably best. So use bullet points to introduce each item on your resume. So please use bullet points. That's one. 2 is use numbers where possible. So I have where possible. You could say when possible, use numbers. So by this I mean, if you are talking about your work achievements and you want to explain an improvement you made at your job, don't say I improved sales or I improved number of page views or whatever. So give a specific number, for example, 15% increase or 50% increase in something, or give a specific number where possible. So don't only say I improved something or I decreased this bad thing, this negative thing. Try to use an actual number where you can. So please consider this. Use actual numbers to talk about your achievements. Third, then, is to include a career summary statement. So I got this actually. I know many people include a career objective statement. And in doing some research for this lesson, actually, I found that English-speaking resume advisors recommend not using a career objective statement, but instead using now a career summary statement. So what's a summary statement? So career, it means your education or your work history until now, which is one. But summary means a short, general overview. So what did you do? How can you explain quickly in maybe 2 to 3 sentences yourself? How can you explain your career, an introduction to your career at the beginning of your resume? So if I'm a person and I get your resume, how can I quickly understand who you are? So that's the purpose of a career summary statement. So this is one that now resume writers recommend. Okay. So this I want to ask you then to practice this, and we can so please think of how you would summarize, how would you make a career summary statement for yourself? So I know many of you are still students, which is fine. But imagine you are applying to a job. So how can you summarize your work history or your education history? So let's try. Please send it into the chat, and then we can take a look at it and maybe fix a few things if we see it. So let's begin today with this question. So what is your career or your education, if you're a student, summary statement? So this should be like, let's try for 2 sentences. All right. So for example, my career summary statement would be like a editor and translator with extensive experience in presenting for mass audiences. Secondary focuses in video production and online marketing. So those are my interests, and those are the things I have experience with. So those are the things I would include in my education or my career summary statement. Okay. So please send along. I know this is a long question, but please try to send. How would you summarize your career? How would you summarize your education? So give an introduction to yourself on a resume to begin. So who are you, in other words, quickly? How can you explain? I think everyone is typing. It's going everyone is thinking. The chat has slowed down. It's tough. So good things to do are to include some job titles and like the focuses of your work. Yeah, so I think everyone is thinking. Chat has just slowed down. Okay. Okay, great. Gabby, you're first on Facebook, says, I studied international relations. I'm currently working as an auditor on ISO 9001. Oh, what is that? ISO 9001. Oh, good. So great. So Gabby included her studies, international relations, and her current job, currently working as an auditor. Nice. Okay. Chung Nguyen, what does summary mean? Summary means overview. So an introduction. How can you explain your career in a short phrase, in a short expression, a very brief introduction? Thanks, guys. Okay, nice. Okay, the answers are coming in. Ahmed on YouTube says detail-oriented, careful, oriented is O-R-I-E-N-T, oriented, certified management accountant with 5+ years of on-hand experience. Does on-hand mean like on the job? I would say 5+ years of maybe on-the-job experience. Is that perhaps it? Nice though, thank you. That was great. Leo says, I have a degree in software development. I've been a software developer for 6 years. Nice. I've been. Oh, okay. It's going fast now. Okay. Julio says, I am an electronic engineer. I have been working for a big company as a maintenance engineer. Perfect. Israel says, I've been a salesman in a company. I sell material for construction and decoration, etc. So I'm going to talk about grammar points in part 2 today. But please be careful. Just to give an introduction, if you're explaining your job now, your responsibilities now, use the present tense. If you're talking about your previous positions, use past tense or perhaps present perfect or maybe past perfect tense. I'll talk about that in a moment though. Dilip says, I have completed my graduation, I graduated in mechanical engineering with aggregate percent 75. So maybe I completed a degree in mechanical engineering with, what is aggregate percent? I'm not familiar with the expression aggregate percent. Is that something you know as? Not sure. Yeah, that's aggregate percent is not something we measure in U.S. universities. So I'm not sure aggregate percent. Masaya on Facebook. My my academic background is a professional school for dental technician. Let's see. So maybe final academic background would be my highest level of education is professional school for dental technician. So if you're talking about like a senmongakko, that would be like a vocational school. So if you're talking about a specific school to learn a specific skill, we have an expression for that, which is vocational school. Da-da! Nice keyword. So if you want to mention you went to a specific school, like to learn one specific type of skill, it's vocational school. You can say, I went to a vocational school. I don't know if that's your case, Masaya, but I went to a vocational school to become a dental technician. I'm not sure. Nice. Okay, so these are a few examples of how to give an overview of your career or your education. So please, if you are preparing an English resume, please start thinking about your career summary statement. How can you give an introduction to your career? All right, good. So let's take a short break. If you missed it last week, we introduced the team, the awesome team. Thanks so much to the great team. Put together 7 brand new PDF sheets. Check them out. There they are. Woo! So these, there are some that we have had for a long time, but if you check the link below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook, you will find that there are 7 new PDF sheets at the bottom of this page. So, of course, today we're talking about resumes and work and business and so on. However, if you want to check the PDF cheat sheets for some other information, like daily life information, we have a lot of new stuff for you to check out. So it's all free. Please take a look at this. If you know that there's like a gap in your vocabulary, or if you know that there's something you need to study for like upcoming travel or maybe an upcoming event, check these out. Or even if you don't have something coming up, you can go to this webpage and just download all of them free now and check them later. So do that. Yeah, check it out. So the link is below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. Yeah. All right. If you're just joining, don't forget to like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Today we are talking about how to improve your resume. So if you don't know some keywords, resume means your work and education history paperwork. So you use a resume when you search for or when you apply for a job. So this is a very important piece of paper, a very important document for many of you. Okay, so yes, thanks for joining us. We're going to go to the second topic for today. So topic 1 was, point 1, I guess, was about formatting, really. So second, I started to talk a little bit about this, vocabulary and grammar, word choice and vocabulary. Oh, did I really write that? Word choice and vocabulary? Oh, that was a mistake. Sorry. I should have written. Sorry, that's my bad. Word choice, vocabulary, and grammar. I want to talk about here. Sorry, guys. That's my fault. Anyway, this is our second point. Oh yeah, someone on Facebook says resume is called CV, curriculum vitae. Yeah, CV and resume are very similar. For today, we'll consider them the same. We don't have time to explain the difference. Oh, thanks, Ice. Okay, so yeah, word choice, vocabulary, and grammar points. Let's go now to these. So I mentioned in response, some of you sent your career summary statements on YouTube. I mentioned these 2 points quickly already. So first one, using present tense for current position. So your current position means your job now or your studies now. What do you do now? Current means now. So use present tense to explain your current positions. So someone said like, I sell machinery, or like I do, dental work, for example, or I teach English on the internet. So use present tense. So I teach. Also, please remember the difference between present, like simple present tense, and the present progressive tense. We use present progressive tense for temporary actions. So don't say, I am selling machinery, for example. If you're talking about a regular action, say, I sell machinery. You don't need to use the progressive tense to talk about your regular responsibilities. Use the simple present tense there. Then, as I mentioned, if you are explaining your previous job, so I have X job here. This is kind of a casual way. So if you want to talk about your previous positions, please use past tense or perhaps past perfect. I don't know. It depends. Please use past tense to talk about your previous jobs. So, to give similar examples, I sold machinery, or I taught a language, or I worked on houses, I built houses, whatever. So use past tense for your ex jobs or past perfect. So please consider current position and previous positions. We'll use different grammar when you explain things. So these are a couple of grammar points. Also, it's common on resumes to drop articles. So remember, articles are like an, and the. An, and the. So when you prepare your resume, and if you check resumes, if you Google, just do a Google search for a sample English resume, you will find that oftentimes these articles are removed in the resume. So you don't need to say like, I work at a blah, 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 or I am a member of a blah, blah, blah. We commonly drop articles in resumes. So this is another point. Why? One, it saves space. And two, I think it just helps us kind of focus a little more on the keywords as well. You see this in headlines, newspapers as well, dropping articles too. So there are a couple reasons there. But yeah, it saves space as well. It just sounds more professional. It sounds cleaner. It sounds more formal. So that's one tip. If I can't talk a lot about this today because we don't have much time, but if you want to take a look at this, a quick Google search will help you. So check out like English resumes. Just Google that. Okay. Then the last 2 points are about vocabulary choice, actually. So one is use formal language. Use formal language. So a problem that has appeared among some young people, I've learned, is they use a very casual or even like internet or texting language in formal documents. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. Use formal language when you're preparing your resume. Use formal language. Be polite. Second, choose strong verbs. So a verb like I do sales, using the verb do is not a very strong verb. Instead, think about ways to show how like maybe you're a really good salesperson. So did you improve sales? Like you could say improved sales by 50%, for example, or like increased revenue by 3,000%. I don't know. So choose strong verbs. So I'm going to talk more about it later, but think about how to highlight what you're good at doing. Don't just describe the stuff that you do. So your vocabulary choice matters here. So choose strong verbs. This you can think about this not just for a resume, but also just when you prepare like any kind of like profile or like a bio or whatever. Think about how to use strong verbs to really showcase what you're good at doing. Okay, so with this second group of points, please, our second question for you today, I asked you first to do like a career summary statement. Now, we're going to focus on this grammar point, the first one here, present tense for current positions. So please describe your current job or current studies. Thanks, guys. Your current job or current studies. Tell us, what do you do now? But try to use formal language. Try to think of a strong verb to explain your work. And try to use formal language. For an extra challenge, try to drop the articles too. This is tough, I know. I have lots of tough things for you guys to do today. Lei says, how do you write your first resume if you don't have job experience? Yeah, good question. If you don't have job experience, you can include your education experience. What did you study? Also include your extracurricular activities. Extracurricular, I'll write it down. Extracurricular means the things you did outside of school that are like sports or club activities or maybe like events you organize. extracurricular activities. So if you are a student and you don't have job experience, you can talk about your extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities. So this word, extra, means outside, and curricular, the base there, someone mentioned curriculum, relates to like school and learning and study. So outside your study activities, essentially. So if you don't have job experience, you can do that. So please describe. Oh, great. Oh, right. As I was explaining extracurricular activities, we have some excellent examples. Wendy says, I'm studying project management, and actually I'm working in sponsorship area. What does that mean, sponsorship area? So I would say getting sponsorships for events. Maybe. Yeah, okay. So I would use, again, I study, so like studies in maybe project management, working in sponsorship. I'm not quite sure what specifically that one is, but nice. Rindra says, hi Rindra, I teach lower elementary classes in a Montessori school. Nice, okay, good. I'm studying computer science and I'm looking for a job, but I'm out of marker? I'm not quite sure about that one, Guillermo. I'm a technician reproduction management on cows. I breed cows. Okay, so good. So describing your current job, before your job title, in running text, in regular text, you should use an article. I'm a blah, blah, blah. That's fine. And then in your description, you can remove articles and stuff. Leo says, I've been working with software development. Currently, I'm studying a new language of programming to improve my skills in web development. That was nice. Really good. Nice one. Junpei says, I'm examining the role of genes in specific cells that control bone formation. Whoa, interesting. So not examining about, I'm examining the role of genes in specific cells that control bone formation. That'll make it perfect. Nice one. Tarek on Facebook. I'm an architect. I have 12 years of experience. Okay, nice start. So then what is your specialty? Like, are you specialized in renovations? Are you specialized in, I don't know, a specific material? What kind of buildings do you make? So try to give lots of details. What is it that's like a highlight for you? What is it that's special about you that nobody else can do? Why should I hire you? Convince me. So think about that. I study software engineering and I have worked fixing computers, Andre. Yeah. I'm working in the Department of Computer Science in the University of Rochester. Junglin, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So I work in, remember, present tense, simple present tense for your regular actions. I work in the Department of Computer Science is correct. Guillermo, how can I say that I don't have experience? I would not say no experience. I would not say that. Again, I would focus on your studies. What have you studied? And so maybe you're working towards a certification, for example. If you don't have any experience, think about ways to get like related experience or to talk about other things you know how to do so that you can gain some experience. Yeah, all right. Al Sadig, sorry if I said that wrong. I graduated in electrical power engineering and I worked for 3 years in the same major in my country, but currently I'm working in a glass company in the US. Okay, nice. So I graduated, thank you for your point. I graduated from maybe like the School of Electrical Engineering, I don't know, or I studied electrical engineering and power. So when you want to talk about the university where you studied and you finished your studies, say, I graduated from blah, blah, blah university. I graduated from blah, blah, blah with a degree in your major. That's a good one. So I don't have time to write that out. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of things to read. It looks really nice. Lay, yes, you can. I have to go on, though, to the last point. Ooh, actually, I'm like totally out of time, aren't I? Can I finish a couple points and then we'll do the break? Or do I just need to finish? Third points and then finish? Okay. All right. We'll go to the last group, which is just general tips. So I'm out of time, so we're going to just talk about some general tips to finish today's live. So let's continue on to that. We'll be up in a second. So the last thing for today, and by the way, if you're just joining, today we're talking about how to improve your English resume. If you haven't, make sure to like the video too. We're almost done. All right, so the last category for today is just some general tips. First one is to, when you share what you did on your resume, explain your role in your projects. Some problems I have seen in the past, not me, but I have just seen this. People will sometimes claim responsibility for a project, but they don't say specifically, what did you do? So, for example, I can't say, like, I am in charge of EnglishClass101.com. No, like there's a big team of people that makes the lessons possible, that makes the videos possible, that makes the live stream possible. So if I want to explain it, I have to explain my role. So you should do the same thing in your projects, in your work. What did you specifically do? Don't just say, this project, I did this project, or I made this building, or something. Explain specifically, what did you do? So what are you good at, in other words? Next is share your specific achievements. So I mentioned it at the beginning of class. This part, be specific. So if you can, share numbers. What specifically did you do? Don't just explain like your job description. We don't need a job description, but specifically, what did you do? What did you achieve at your job? Okay. Third, write with your future in mind. So think, what do you want to do in the future? So don't focus yourself like on the past. What have you done? But like, what are you aiming to do in the future? So the things you have done in the past, think about how to use those for the future. Oh, this one is very important. We have it twice. So customize your resume for each job. Sorry, guys. I'm joking. That's good. That's my fault. It's my fault. I have it in 2 spaces on my notes. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. I must have been excited about this point. Anyway, customize your resume. Thank you, guys. Important. Sorry. Okay, customize your resume for each job. That means when you are applying for jobs, no, it's my fault. When you're applying for jobs, don't send company A and company B and company C exactly the same resume. Like, look at company A and company B and company C. Like, what are the vocabulary words they're using in their job posting? Like, what specifically are they looking for? So customize your resume. Use the same vocabulary words that the job ads are using. So make sure your resume nicely matches the company you're applying to. So customize your resume. Don't just send the same one to a million companies. All right, so that's it. Those are my general tips. There's a lot more to do, but unfortunately, I talked too much as usual. But thank you guys so much for joining in, and thank you for your awesome example sentences. Unfortunately, we have to finish for today. So if you missed it, today's live was about improving your resume. You can, of course, watch this again on the YouTube channel, Facebook page, or on Twitter. That's great. And please feel free to send some questions. Of course, if you have big questions as well, like I tried to answer a really small question at the beginning of each live stream. If you have a big question, you can send those to the Ask Alicia page if you like. That's might be a good idea. Maybe I could do a resume episode. That could be good. A business episode, a business Q&A episode. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice idea. So if you have resume and job application questions, you can send them to me on the website and I can make a Q&A video about them. So we'll finish there for today. Next week will be the next live stream, as always. Same time, same channel. So that will be Wednesday, March 14th. Wednesday, March 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. So if you don't know your local time, just do a quick Google for 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can find your local time. Next week's topic will be how to talk about music, movies, and TV. Woo-hoo. How to talk about music, movies, and TV. So I want to give you some kind of natural ways to explain what you like, what you don't like, things you have seen, things you have heard. We'll talk about movies and music and media. So please join us again next week for that. Then, of course, thank you very much, as always, for liking and sharing the video, and thank you so much for participating in the chat, too. I know there were some tough questions today, but I hope that it helps to sort of think about these things. So we'll finish for today, but please make sure, if you haven't already, there are a lot of new PDFs in the link for free below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. So when this video finishes, go download those. They're totally free. Just grab them and you can study them anytime. So yes, please join us next week, March 14th. And we'll talk about media. So enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.